in an SUV-dominated segment. Where does that leave the sedans as well as the coupes? Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. In this review, I have the 2024 Mercedes CLE450. Now currently Mercedes is in the process of reducing their two-door lineup as well as their engines. In this video, I'm going to show you guys all of their different features, take it on a drive, and give you guys my final verdict. But now let's go ahead, unlock the doors, drum roll, get into this review. Looking on the outside of the 2024 Mercedes CLE450 4matic, this is your key fob with lock, unlock, a trunk release, as well as your panic button. As equipped, this vehicle is $78,140, dressed in a graphite gray exterior for $750 on a white Nappa leather interior for $2,590. Now the CLE picks up the baton from discontinued CLK, which blends the C and E class coupe into one model designation. This version right here does have the Pinnacle package for $2,600, which does include the digital lights, head-up display, surround camera system, and augmented navigation. Also, this version does have the driver assist pack for $1,950. Looking at the grille right here, you can see you have the Mercedes star front and center. This does also house the sensor for the drive pilot, which is Mercedes' term for adaptive cruise control, as was your front view camera system up top. You can see the low mini Mercedes stars right here. Now coming over to the lights, which I have to say really remind me of the CLA a bit, we have a full LED adaptive digital light technology headlight right here with your LED DRLs up top, which do double your turn signals, some more DRLs as well as your LED low and high beams. Also on the exterior of this version, you do have all the night out packages, so you get all the more sporty and blacked out accents. Makes this look more aggressive on the road. Coming over to the wheels, you have a 20-inch AMG black multi-spoke wheel for $1,150, wrapped on a Goodyear tire. You can see right here you have blacked out mirror caps as well as LED turn signals and your side view camera system right there. Keyless entry for the front door handles, and you do have a panoramic sunroof giving you an airy feeling inside of the cabin. Now overall dimensions from nose to tail are 191 inches long, from front to back. Coming around to the rear, you can see the very sleek looking rear tail lights right here with your rear running lights. Does have LED reverse lights as well as your amber LED turn signals right there. Exhaust tips are hidden down below. Can't see all of your badging right there. But let me show you guys the trunk space. Opening the trunk, you will find 14.8 cubic feet of space behind here. You can fold down the seats in a 40-20-40 fashion. There's some storage on this side, as well as your first aid kit. Carpeted floor mats. Your front license plate bracket is right here. Let me show you guys what you get underneath. Some more storage as well as a cargo box. You also have some tie downs right here on both sides for your cargo. The trunk is powered. You can close the trunk using this button right here and lock the doors with that one. But now let me show you guys under the hood where all the action happens. So let's go. Now the base motor is the CLE300, which uses the same engine as the C300, but I think this is the engine that you want right here. Now under the hood of this CLE450, you'll find a 3-liter straight 6 with a 40-volt mild hybrid system. It makes 375 horsepower with 369 pound-foot of torque. You also have a 48-volt mild hybrid system, dubbed EQ Boost, which adds 23 horsepower and 148 pound-foot of torque in short boost increments. You'll get 23 in the city, 33 on the highway, and 26 combined. It uses a 9-speed automatic transmission with a curb weight of 4,287 pounds in this application right here. But now let me show you guys the interior where all the action happens in a luxury car like this. We're actually going to start out in the back seats. This is a 2+2 configuration and it's two-door right here. Now a convertible version is coming at a later date. Gas tanks over here on the passenger side. Now to access the back seats, you have to pull the tab and the seat will slide forward electronically, of course. Let's hop in. At 5'6", we'll hop over here on this side. We have the seat mostly back, but when I do have it at my height, I have about 3 inches of legroom. As far as headroom goes back here, I have about ½ an inch of legroom. You can see a little bit of the ambient lighting, as was the lovely Burmester 3D sound system. And you have some air vents right here in the middle with 2 cup holders. Foot space is definitely a stretch in here. Whew. Oh God. I think probably the only reason I'm struggling is because I had to go all the way from the other side over, but if I was just right behind the passenger seat or whatever, I think I would be just fine. Coming over here, let me get a 3/4 front shot for you guys right here so you can see the sleek, shark looking design from the front. But now let's go ahead and hit the cockpit where all the action happens. So let's go. Looking over at the door panels, this one does have the ventilated seats for $450, as you see right here on the door panel, with your 3-person memory settings, as well as your heated and cool seats right there. You have all your seat controls right here for your headrests, bottom support, as well as the mid support right here, and waterfall cushions. You have your lock and unlock functions, as well as your window and mirror controls on the side, and your trunk release down below. Looking over here, you do have a power tilt telescoping steering column with your light controls, as well as the electronic parking brake. Now this one does have the Multicontour seats for $950, which does add an extra range of motion, as well as massage. Hopping into the CLE, I have to say it's definitely a great place to be for sure. I was like, what's that? This is a cool seat over there on the passenger side. But looking in front of you, you have this 12.3-inch display with a 3-spoke steering wheel, which is heated. You have all your driver assist controls, as well as the clutch controls right here, with all your MIDI controls on the right-hand side to control the MBUX. But looking in front of you at this 12.3-inch cluster right here, this is in this classic mode. You can change the design to a sport mode right here. You can scroll over to a navigation mode, and you can go over to assistance or a service mode right there. We'll just leave it on this classic mode. Going up into home too, you can change. You can configure the head-up display, which is up top with this pinnacle package right here. So that's the standard mode. The sport mode, if I give it a little gas, you can see that right there. A minimum mode, and you can scroll all the way over to your various different adjustments right here for head-up display. So when you have the home button activated, just hit the home button, and you can swipe up to change the head-up display settings right there. Looking a little bit more at this cluster right here, you do have some more settings for your navigation mode, which you can put up, media functions, as well as your MPG settings, and so on right here. Looking over here at the MBUX, this is a 11.9-inch touchscreen right here. Let me show you guys a little bit more about this infotainment. Now it does have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, so I do want to try a quick audio test with a Burmester 17-speaker 3D sound system. So let's try it out. Now you can see the system definitely does have a lot of bass and sound quality, definitely is impressive for sure. But going back to your home page right here, you have embedded navigation, so let's try a quick navigation test. As you can see, navigation is very quick and easy to use, very responsive to finding a navigation prompt. But going back to your home page right here, when I hit that button, you have all your different app settings right here. Your comfort settings, so you have the massage settings with this Multicontour seat package, $950. So my personal favorite is the relax massage function right there. You have some seat controls for the Multicontour seats for the kinetics, lumbar bolstering, as well as the automatic like seat position, so it'll actually configure to your height. Over here you do have a multicolored ambient lighting, as you can see on this side. It is set to blue. I could change over to a red. We could try a yellow, back to blue. Let's try a green. Yeah, so we got a little green action going on right here on the door panels. We can literally change between all these various different colors. You can change to a multicolor mode right here, so it'll be like a two-tone section. So for instance, when I change the list, as you can see right here, the top is blue and the low section is green. So you can have all the various different modes. You can even see it right here inside of the air vents when I do zoom in right there on both sides. Going back under your home functions right here, you have your phone settings, radio settings, media for more CarPlay. Vehicle settings are right under here, so you can have all your driver assist functions, your driver assist package for $1,950. Man, I had to remember that number real quick. Vehicle settings are right here, so you can actually put on the progressive sport sound, so enhance the sound inside of the cabin. Manual shifting modes right there, we'll leave that off or on. We'll just leave it on for now. Comfort settings right here. Occupant protection, dynamic select, which does have a individual drive mode, which you can change the figure for your drive between a sport, comfort, and eco. Steering between a comfort sport, the ESP between a sport comfort, and the sound between a comfort and a sport for the inside. Light settings right here. You can also put up like the digital animations and stuff for the headlights. System settings for updates, so on. Apps and other info functions are right there. Under the info page right here, you will find your acceleration, brake stuff, different alerts for your drive modes and so on. If you go over here, you can put up your torque as well as horsepower with the turbo, PSI, and vehicle temperature right here. Apple CarPlay settings, and you do have another browser right here. Push button start is right over on this side with your auto start stop defeat. Looking further down below, you have a dual zone climate control right here, as well as all your various different drive modes. So I can change the different drive modes between a eco, comfort, sport, and then the individual mode like I talked about a second ago, which you can change and configure. Pushing this button right here will pull up your 360 camera with trajectory lines all around the vehicle. You get a full 3D view around the car. You can literally look like anywhere. And if you turn the steering wheel, it will actually turn with it too. So you can literally get like B-roll shots, which is crazy. I love that feature. And over on that side is for the automatic parking assist. Hitting this button right here will pull up some more vehicle settings up top for your head-up display activation, traction controls, manual shifting, the automatic parking, seat feeder, and all your lane keeping assist functions are right here. The auto lane change assist. And a couple more functions under that menu right there. Has the button with your on and off of the screen, as well as your volume controls over here on this side. You have a wireless charging pad right here for my phone, charging up, no problem at all, with a USB-C port, 2 couples, a pretty good size. And looking at the center console right here, you have 2 more USB-C ports and some illumination. You have a auto-dimming rearview mirror with a garage door opener right here, and a panoramic sun giving a airy feeling inside the cabin. I want to show you guys too, you can actually see a little bit of the ambient lighting right here. So if I have it set to green, I can actually change the ambient lighting back to blue. Let's go back to blue. There we go. You can actually see it like change colors up top, which is crazy. But the panoramic sun gives you such a airy feeling inside of this cabin. You have your telematic stuff up top with some illumination as well. But now let's go ahead and take the new CLE for a drive and see how it does in the real world. So let's go. We're behind the wheel of the 2024 Mercedes CLE, so let's go. Now speaking of visibility out the front, rear, and sides, I can see very good over the hood, as well as out the side mirrors and even out the back for a coupe like this. You also have this clear head display with my speed as well as speed limit in the area. And like I talked about in the walk around, you can change the various different views. Now first starting off, I have to say the 9-speed automatic is very smooth shifting, of course, as a luxury car should be. Now speaking of seat comfort, it is also great. This version does have the Multicontour seats for $950, as well as the ventilated seats for $450. Hey Mercedes. Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Activate the cooled seat.
Pardon, would you repeat that please?
Activate the cooled seat.
Okay, I'll set the seat ventilation to level 3.
As you can see right here, the cool seats work with the Hey Mercedes function, as well as the ambient lighting. Hey Mercedes. Hey Mercedes. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help?
Change ambient lighting to purple.
Good idea. I like violet.
Hey Mercedes.
Yes?
Change ambient lighting to blue.
Could you repeat that please?
Change ambient lighting to blue.
Cool blue. Good.
So as you can see right there, the Hey Mercedes function does work very good for sure. Now I want to show you guys the 40-volt mild hybrid system as we sit here at the light where it shuts off the car and uses the EQ boost, which makes 23 horsepower and 148 pound-foot torque in short boost increments with a, ooh, that sounds good, with a 3-liter straight 6 making 375 horsepower and 369 pound-foot of torque. You see how smooth the 40-volt mild hybrid system is with that auto start stop? Crispy smooth for sure. I'm going to throw into sport for a minute. And I'm going to show you guys the progressive sport sound, where it will enhance the sound inside of the cabin. Not to say though, personally, I like it off, as this is more of a luxury car. This isn't an AMG, so I think off actually sounds better. Now, speaking of ride quality, I have to say it is great. It's a nice combination of E and C class into one like combination. So you get that sporty planted feeling, yet you also get that comfort suspension when you're in like regular comfort mode. Now, as far as this whole package goes with this CLE, it basically blends the E-Class exterior dimensions, as well as the engine, of course, which I have to say is a major improvement for sure. With C-Class interior appointments, you also have the E-Class like massage function and C-Class dynamics, which is a really nice combination. What you also notice right off the bat is how direct and responsive the steering is. Like, it has a lot of heft, and the response is just crazy. Now, speaking of technology, it's great. You do have a 12.3-inch cluster right here, which you can change and configure. So I can change the various different designs. So I can go into a sport design for the cluster setting right there, which gives you like all these red animations and stuff, which personally I don't like because it's a little bit on the harder side to see in person. I think classic mode is like the perfect middle ground. You also have a navigation mode if you want to get like the full 3D view and so on. Now, talking about the infotainment, it is a 11.9-inch MBUX with wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, and a bumping Burmester 3D sound system. Now, doing a try a quick acceleration. Now, Mercedes says 4.2 seconds 0 to 60 with this 450 variant, so let's try it out. 375 horsepower. We'll turn off the auto start stop, and we're gonna brake boost it. And on the brakes. That definitely did feel like a 4.2 second 0 to 60 for sure. And that EcoBoost 40-volt mild hybrid system will like fill in the torque to really just help you get forward. Turn traction back on. And the handling is just crazy. Even though you'll probably drive this 99% of the time in this comfort mode, the handling, everything. Jeez. All right, let's go back into comfort mode for a minute and talk about how it drives on the highway. The cabin, of course, is very hush, quiet, and refined. And I do want to go ahead and throw in the Drive Pilot adaptive cruise control technology. So we'll go ahead and set that right here. And we'll change the following distances, which can go all the way up to 4, down to about 2 or 3, which is a perfect middle ground. You'd also have lane keeping assist, so if I veer over, it will pull you back over into your lane and give you vibration feedback as well. But just chilling on the highway, the car is just so smooth, quiet, refined, as a luxury car should be. And this adaptive cruise control just really comes in clutch, especially if you are like stuck in traffic all the time. And this is just really aids in that whole experience while getting a massage, which I can activate inside of the screen right here. We'll put on a relaxing massage. Yeah. Yet it's so crazy how this car has so much like dynamics. Wow. We'll wait till we get straight so I can just give you guys, let's say for instance you have to pass a truck on the highway. You can do that with no problem at all. Yeah, this is more than enough acceleration. Now let me tell you guys, as we throw it back into comfort mode and chill again, man, this thing just eludes me, just go be aggressive. That handling though is crazy. But you see how quiet and refined the cabin is, even at highway speeds going about 65 miles an hour or so. It's so quiet in here. Now, I highly recommend getting the straight six over the 4-cylinder. Now, the 4-cylinder unit is great, but there's nothing like a 6-cylinder. The sound, the experience, the smoothness, it's just a whole different world, let me tell you guys.
I don't know our destination, so I can't show any alternative routes.
I mean, you can just literally chill here, have the back massage on, have the best lighting in the industry right here with Mercedes, of course, and just have the whole experience. Now, of course, you guys saw my GLC43 review I did a few weeks ago. And if you had to ask me, would I get the GLC43 or this, because both of those cars were $78,000, I would get this hands down because it just has that extra level of comfort yet sportiness. And I mean, my personal opinion, I think the engine makes the difference too. I like the straight six better than the Turbo 4. No lie on that. Now, right now we are lost, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the augmented navigation. So I'll go ahead and set that right there.
Route is being calculated.
And I'm gonna go ahead and change the cluster into a navigation mode right here, so you can get the full experience. So we'll give you like turn-by-turn navigation to help you go to your certain destinations. We got about 1.7 miles, so we have to make a left. So I'll probably talk about that a little bit later after the conclusion, as we slowly get there with all this traffic, which is just killing my vibe. But as we get closer, I want to talk about what I think overall about this CLE450. As I stated before, the engine is amazing. I highly recommend that. Technology is also great with all the stuff you get inside of the infotainment. Man, I was getting tongue tied. Infotainment, as well as this cluster right here in front of me. I think you could also incorporate the E-Class, like the passenger display. That would be like a nice refresh, whatever they do for this vehicle. Just add to that extra level of just technology in here. But overall, I have to say, technology is great. I love the massage. I like the heated, cool seats. You just get all of the comfort that you ever want in a luxury car like this, with the Mercedes logo, of course. Now, as stated in my intro, Mercedes is closing down or reducing their model lineup. So basically, this is a combination of C and E-Class coupe / the upcoming convertible, which is coming at a later date. Which I have to say, Mercedes honestly knocked it out of the park with this car. It has the perfect amount of sportiness as well as luxury. And they do have a upcoming 53 AMG variant coming too, which will really be exciting. So if you guys really want like the AMG experience, you can get that. But this is honestly a solid middle ground between what people want in like the AMG experience. You can see how smooth 40-volt my highway system is. But this is honestly the experience that people want in the AMG experience. Yet you have that comfort aspect, which is really important. And I just like the dual personality that this car does have. It's so nice. C-Class dynamics, E-Class luxury. Now, do I have any negatives about this car as we slowly get over to the light? To be honest, not really. The fake engine noise, which you can't obviously turn off the progressive sound, I'll personally leave that in its off setting. It just adds like too much of like that sound and stuff, and all that is fake. And it really just, you know, you obviously can't hear it outside, but on the inside you can hear like all the burbles and all the stuff. But personally, I would just leave that off. Other than that, though, I really honestly have nothing to complain about with this car. The straight six is great. That was my biggest criticism with other Mercedes models, is that they lack the cylinders, and this cylinder count to me is perfect. The car is just so smooth too.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left. Please follow the left lane.
As you can see right there, boom. You can see the augmented navigation give you the turn-by-turn address, so it'll give you like the full kind of 3D view right there. And it'll actually give you like arrows too, so like turn this way. I mean, look how smooth this 40-volt mild hybrid system is. Look at that. We're just sitting here at the light. It's like seamless. But you can also deactivate it right here when you are, you know, driving or whatever. You can deactivate it with this push button on that side under the start stop button. I just have to say though, I like the spec with the gray exterior, the graphite gray on this like nice smoke white Nappa leather interior. This looks so good. And you can see a little bit of the lighting over here with the blue accents. Like this is, wow, this is just an experience for sure. See if I can give you guys one final pull before I send off this video. Oh, the handling is just crazy with this car. How is this even a thing? I'm gonna do manual mode. Yeah, manual mode. Jeez. That acceleration though. Let's go back over into comfort mode. I can't get enough of that acceleration, man. And the straight six just has that sound, that character you just don't get in a 4-cylinder. And with the mission slowing down a bit here in the States, I feel like Mercedes is making the wrong idea of reducing all their cars. C63 and GLC63 should be straight six vehicles.
In a quarter of a mile.
It's such a good unit. Wow.
In 700 feet at the end of the road, turn right.
And there we go. Augmented navigation coming in clutch again. Especially if you're like bad with navigation, you'll really appreciate the whole setup in here. But I'm gonna go ahead.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video here. This is Chris signing out. Oh, we got room for another pull. As in chilling. I'm just gonna chill right now. But this is Chris signing out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.